Good morning, class. This is your teacher, Miss Judy N. C. Pataksil, for P and Health subject. How are you today? Welcome to P and Health subject. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify what is managing stress through physical activity, discuss how to manage stress through physical activity, and write an essay on how to manage stress. The lesson that we are going to tackle this morning is about managing stress through physical activity. Stress and its characteristics. In the daily challenges of life, individuals often encounter discomfort, circumstances, and events that disturb one's physical, mental, and emotional states. The body's response to the discomfort it experiences is called stress. Stress is the body's way of reacting to an external stimulus such as a discomfort. It activates the sympathetic nervous system, which brings about a fight or flight response wherein cortisol and adrenaline is released into the bloodstream. This hormone stimulates your heart to pump faster, making your blood pressure rise. So when we say cortisol, it is the primary stress hormone, increases sugars or glucose in the bloodstream. It enhances your brain's use of glucose and increases the availability of substances that repair tissues. Cortisol also curbs function that would be non-essential detrimental in a fight or flight situation. Your muscles start to contract, your breathing quickens, and your senses become more sensitive. These changes in your body caused by stress increases your stamina and strength and makes you react quickly and keeps you more focused. Stress affects all. It is part of one's life. The human body and its system are equipped to respond to stress. Most of the events that happen to you and around you contribute stress to your body. The effects of stress differ for each individual based on their ability to adjust to certain changes from the environment and the people around them. Some are able to cope easily, but others have hard time. On the one hand, stress can be helpful for it can keep a person alert and set to avoid vulnerability, and on the other hand, it becomes detrimental when a person is subjected to stress without relief or relaxation between situations. Stress-related tension may build up and consume the person. A negative stress reaction is referred to as distress. This stress triggers mental, emotional, and physical problems and even worse, certain symptoms or diseases. Symptoms of stress. First, we have an emotional. Nervousness, gets easily upset, moody, overwhelming feeling, and sometimes uncontrollable experience and relaxing the mind. Low self-esteem, loneliness, and the feeling of being worthless. Mental, lack of focus, disturbed mind setting. Physical, weak and lesser strength, easily gets cold and infection, and headache. Upset stomach including diarrhea and constipation, and lost appetite. Aches, pain and tense muscles, and sleeplessness. Coping with stress through physical activity. Stress is inevitable, and eliminating it entirely from one's life is impossible. Changes in daily events are beyond any person's capacity. However, one's reaction to stressful changes can be managed. Regular exercise is sometimes done to cope with stress. Spending time with friends or family, sleeping, watching movies, as well as listening to music also work. These coping techniques are said to be of help, but most health professionals recommend participation and engagement in physical activity and exercise as preferred strategy. Many of the physical symptoms of stress can be managed through physical activity. Physical activity is defined as any bodily movement that works your skeletal muscles and physical skills that require strength and energy expenditure. This includes any motion performed throughout the day: walking, running, dancing, swimming, yoga, and gardening are a few examples of physical activity. Now let's move on to the types of physical activity. First, we have aerobic. Aerobic is light to moderate intensity physical activity that requires more oxygen than sedentary behavior and thus promotes cardiovascular fitness and other health benefits such as weight-bearing exercises like jumping rope, cycling, swimming, running, playing football, basketball, or volleyball. Next, we have the anaerobic. It is a high-intensity physical activity that is done in a short duration of time requiring high energy. Anaerobic activities are strength-based activities in the absence of oxygen. Example, sprinting, during running, swimming, or cycling. It requires maximal performance during the brief period. Lifestyle. Physical activities which have been a part of our daily routine. Example, walking, climbing stairs, sweeping, or raking the yard, which is usually light to moderate in intensity. Next, we have the physical activity play. It is an intense play activity that requires substantial energy expenditure. For example, playing tag or jumping rope. Next, we have play. Play is a simple and self-reflected activities with flexible rules for the purpose of enjoyment. And lastly, we have the sports, a physical activity requiring skill and physical prowess that is governed by a set of rules and regulations that are often done in a competition. There are two categories of sports. First, we have the individual sports, and second, we have the team sports. Physical activities mechanism in coping with stress. Keeping your body physically active can help improve overall disposition, increase the release of endorphins, and offer meditation-like qualities. Exercise can also reduce the fight or flight response often triggered by stress. First, we have the mood booster. Engaging in physical activity can improve moods and make us feel better, increasing self-confidence, thus reducing stress. Exercise can also improve our quality and ability to sleep, resulting in a fully rested body, which can definitely have a positive impact on our overall disposition and cognitive function. Next, we have the endorphin release. Participating in physical activity can result in an increase in endorphin levels. Endorphins are chemicals or neurotransmitter hormones that are secreted from the brain and nervous system. It activates the body's opiate receptors, thus it has analgesic properties that can make you feel good. It also gives a person the feeling of achievement and being in control. Mind stimulator. Exercise can be a form of meditation. While involved in an engrossing physical activity, we may find that we are concentrating strictly on the physical work. We tend to forget the problems and worries you have at present. Within this, our mind is somehow freed and stimulated to work and find solutions to our stress. Reduction of fight or flight response. Stress, either big or small, activates our flight or fight response, and in doing so, deluges our body with different hormones including cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. Oversecretion of these hormones is brought about by stress, thus must be controlled and returned to normal state. Otherwise, it could interfere with body functions, leading to adrenal fatigue. Physical activity or movement metabolizes the hormones triggered by stress, processing these chemicals and returning them to normal levels. Once these hormones have been metabolized, the level of homeostasis improves, regulating the internal conditions of the body, thus bringing in a state of balance and stability. In this manner, we feel calm and ready to gear up and face the world once again. So, that's all for our lesson this morning. Do you have any questions? If none, let's proceed to your activity and to your quiz. For your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. And if you have any more questions about your activity, your quiz, and about the lesson that we have tackled this morning, you can contact me in my number 095505230997. Goodbye and have a nice day.